It is the middle of a sunny afternoon in the Imperial City. A mysterious being enters a class of mages who are studying and perfecting their craft of magic within the Imperial Battle College, eager to make their mark on the world of Tamriel in the arcane arts. The mage look on to the being with both caution and wonder. "Ah, hello class. I hope you've been hard on your studies. Entering this room, I can sense the ambition and growth amongst you. I am here today to share with you a glimpse of the possibilities of magic and where you can continue to learn and perfect your craft. Now, be warned, the arcane art is a very complex and interesting subject, and not everyone plans to use it for good, so use it at your own risk." You know by now that the use of magic allows the caster to do many things, such as summon a ball of fire to use on their enemies, summon spectrals and otherworldly beings to do battle, heal wounded creatures during battle, and even manipulate the minds of their targets. There are many uses of magic, and there are uses for them throughout Tamriel. However, you are not just studying anywhere in Tamriel. You are in the Imperial City. And despite the prestige and honor it holds, as not just any mage can study under the Imperial banner, there are mysteries that you must discover for yourself. Now, you may be aware of the Imperial Battlemages that you may have seen or come across in the city or out in your travels at some point. I am also judging based on your appearance in these halls that you want to join the ranks. While you are doing so under the prestige of the Imperial Battle College, what if I told you that there is a place where even Imperial Battlemages go to in order to expand their magical combat abilities? A facility so secret and hidden that only those of the highest ranks know of its existence in the first place. This is something that's not covered in the curriculum, but many of the battle mages that study in this place are known as some of the strongest in the Imperial Army. I am telling you this to give you all an option as to where you could possibly go to enhance your magical combative abilities, if you choose. Whether you believe me or not, this is up to you. The facility I am talking about is a closely guarded secret, at least it's supposed to be. Only the Emperor and a select few others know of its existence. But I have gathered information on it and believe that it is a place that aspiring battle mages should be aware of, so they know what they're getting themselves into. Believe me, this is not for the faint of heart. So, have a seat, and let me tell you the lore behind the Empire's most elite magic training facility, the Battle Spire. The Battle Spire is a training facility located in the middle of the plains of Oblivion and the Plane of Aetherius, which is also known as the Immortal Plane, the origin of all magic and arcane. I'm not sure when this facility was built due to the nature of its existence. I would not be surprised if the Battle Spire was as old as the first dynasty of the Empire. I know it has been in existence since at least the time of the Three Banner Wars during the Second Era, but it could be as old, if not older, than the creation of the Imperial Battle College in the First Era. In fact, this location is quite incredible and magnificent, as if one is looking into researching the mysteries of the arcane arts, it would make sense to have its most elite and secret facility to be located in a plane where one can access as many different sources of magic outside the reaches of Tamriel. It is described as a floating citadel that can overlook multiple planes, and only the void is beyond this facility. I would imagine it would take a lot of magical concentration in order to maintain such a floating citadel, so I would not be surprised if it was held together by magical anchors that kept it in place. The Battle Spire is run by a group of master mages known as the Spire Council, who overlook the activities and daily routines of the training done at the facility. From my recollection, the council consists of 5 powerful battle mages, an artificer, a gatekeeper, an arms master, a spell master, and a summoner. Anyone who studies within its walls are known as potentials. It is unfortunate that many of them are selected at a very young age. I am not a believer of that. Personally, I believe anyone can discover their talents at any point in their lives, but that appears to be how the facility operates, but do not lose hope. I wouldn't be surprised if the facility allowed the practice and teaching of necromancy despite its general disapproval by the people of Nirn and even those who dwell beyond the reaches of mortals. What an incredible place of magicry that such a location even exists. In fact, it is impossible to reach the Battle Spire through conventional means, and only the battle mages of the elite Imperial Guard know how to get there. My guess, they use portals because what other way is there to reach such a place? This is the place where aspiring battle mages can learn the mysteries of magics and its capabilities, and those who graduate from it join the ranks of the Empire as part of an elite group of the Imperial Legion known as the Shadow Legion. And many of them have been instrumental in the protection of the Empire during trying times in Tamriel. Guessing by their name, this seems to be a secret group of elite battle mages who operate to ensure the protection of the Emperor, and they are deep within the ranks of the Imperial Army. Now, of course, when you have a location in an unknown place full of magic and other energies, very little is documented about its activities, and thus the public knows very little about the place. But its location can also be quite attractive to beings who are looking to gain control or even destroy it. The most famous attempt at this was by the Daedric Prince of Destruction Mehrunes Dagon during the Stormcrown Interregnum, was instigated by a battle mage who was trained in the Battle Spire, the infamous Yegar Tharn. Tharn was known for banishing Uriel Septim VII for 10 years while impersonating him and taking the throne of the Empire. Meanwhile, Mehrunes Dagon had launched an attack on the Battle Spire. Yegar Tharn was aware of all this as he had contacted Dagon directly, promising him the Battle Spire, with the additional task of eliminating all the battle mages stationed there in order to be the only battle mage left in Tamriel. While word had reached the ears of the Emperor during this invasion, since Yegar Tharn was the one posing as the Emperor at the time, he did nothing to quell this invasion and allowed it to continue. Dagon was able to completely take over the Battle Spire at one point during this invasion, defeating most battle mages who were stationed there. In fact, I would not be surprised if Yegar Tharn had sent battle mages stationed in Tamriel to the Battle Spire in order to simply feed them to Mehrunes Dagon. It was quite a diabolical plan at the time, taking advantage of a weakened empire and completely taking control of the throne and the training facility of the elite battle mages of Cyrodiil. It was unfortunate for those who were there. I imagine many of them were simply students wanting to get stronger, but if they could not defeat the legions of Daedra during this invasion, then perhaps they did not deserve to be there in the first place. Poor souls. However, Dagon's plan was thwarted by a mere apprentice of the Battle Spire, one whose background no one has any knowledge of, which makes me wonder how powerful some of the battle mage aspirants can be. Just another display of potential of those who graduate from the facility itself. Now, it is unknown what became of the Battle Spire after the events of the Interregnum, as I imagine the battle mages and the emperors would have wanted to maintain and enforce secrecy, so no future attacks on the academy can be made, which I do not blame them for. In fact, it is possible that you here may be initiated to access either the Battle Spire itself or some form of an advanced Imperial College Academy within the institution. But who knows? There is a reason why the location itself is a mystery to the masses. In fact, it is entirely possible that this facility no longer exists, but imagine if this place once existed, it surely could be recreated again, with a new generation of battle mages training under the institution that it was under, but perhaps, or even, a new and improved curriculum. Would you look at the time? I have been rambling about this location that may or may not exist. Anyway, I don't want any of you to fall behind in your studies. Before I leave, do any of you have any questions? Yes. Well, sir, this was quite a tale, but you mentioned this was a top secret place and only the Emperor and the elite battle mages of the Guard know about this. So, how do you know about it? And why are you telling us? Oh, it's quite simple, child. I simply want all of you to know what options you have available to you in the realm of magic, should you decide to pursue it further. I am sure you will all be capable of great things. That's great and all, but who are you? Do you really want to know? And as the figure grabs his hood and reveals his face, the room fills in a red and smoky haze and cuts to black.